detector. Button.
Wait a minute. As I was saying, bringing it back.
As you should. There you go. There we go.
That's what happens when you're a fucking doctor.
Doctors are loud.
It's on rap, baby. That's what I said.
Yeah. That's it.
It's on rap, baby. It's on rap, baby.
Original recipe, you know what I'm saying?
It's on rap, baby. It's on rap, baby.
Heat detector. Button.
Wait a minute.
Hello. In addition to what you just read, please keep in mind that the views and opinions of the host and the guests are not that of UNRAP the channel. Also, this is for entertainment purposes only. You will also hear some profanity, maybe some racy topics.
Racist topics?
Not racist, racy.
Clear, man.
Oh my God.
It's a disclaimer. You got to be clear.
So, with that being said,
what?
do your thing.
Oh, wow. So with that being said, okay. Welcome to Unwrap. It's Unwrap, baby. It's Unwrap, baby. It's Unwrap, baby.
It is.
We back at it. Like, look, I am your host, Heat Detector, and, well, yeah, that part. Yeah. To my immediate left, we have the incomparable and vampire energy sucking Dean Osmino.
I think all worse.
Oh man, I'm just and we got Swipe Guy. I almost forgot about Swipe Guy.
Woo! Kind of want to throw these like confetti, but I don't do that. It ain't gonna work out like I thought.
I'm just as we start this show because first of all I'm excited. You know that already. I'm real hip hop horny right now. I get hip hop horny when there's real hip hop in the building.
Yeah. As you should.
Yeah, as I always do. I mean, it wouldn't be right if I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But let's first of all, you know, I'm a doctor, right?
Can't forget that.
Yeah, and I noticed that you're in a bad space right now.
I'm actually in an excellent space.
No. I'm going to tell you from a doctor's perspective, and from a doctor's perspective, you're in a bad space. No. And I want you to talk to me and tell me what's going on with you.
You're not gonna spread that shit over here, okay?
I just want to know what's going on with you. Are you okay today?
Chilling.
I need you slightly hip hop horny today.
Today was Dan, and that's what it was doing.
Shout out to DJ Ace Vito in the building.
How are ya? Love that guy.
Yeah. So why don't you show some love this way across the table?
I saw some pizza slippers in the store that reminded me of you.
Jesus Christ, God.
We was talking about the pizza blanket. You remember that?
Get him some pizza slippers then. He'll probably eat them motherfuckers.
I can't.
They can put them on his thumbs. Whatever.
Oh, we starting this shit today. I'm sorry.
So you're doing good. Because right now, look at you. I'm telling you right now, you look a little disheveled. There's something brewing, something amiss.
No, there is.
If you will.
Yeah.
So as a doctor, I'm not your doctor, but I am a doctor. You know, we ain't going to get into that because I don't need to tell you about my credentials when you already know my credentials.
I do.
So being the doctor that I am, I want you to take a deep breath and tell me, your doctor, what's going on.
Not a motherfucking thing.
The language.
I'm straight.
Language.
I'm straight as discreet.
Straight as discreet. Okay. I'm going to hold you to it.
Straight as discreet.
So anyways, I'm hip hop horny. Are you hip hop horny?
I am.
Yeah? Why? Why, Sway?
just hip hop is fucking great in the general sense.
Right.
But when it's got some estrogen, some female energy mixed in it,
here we fucking go.
it's even more delicious. You know
Here
what I'm
we
saying?
fucking go.
Even
So
more delicious.
why don't we do this?
Yeah.
Why don't we do this?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Since you're talking all this estrogen, you're spreading the room with all of that energy.
Well, first you said I ain't had no energy. Now I'm spreading the room with
You're spreading estrogen. You're like,
I don't think you could do that.
I mean, it's cool. I'm with it. I just want to see how much of that same energy you're going to bring. That's all. To you hosting. And you're on.
But aren't I already doing that?
No, you're co-hosting. Let's be clear. You're co-hosting.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Mr. 20%. We see
What
you in the
up?
building. Hey, slow down.
You know what?
Slow down.
You
You should slow.
I'm about to go in the car. I'm gonna do this shit from the car.
No,
That's what I'm gonna do.
I have a guess.
I'm gonna put a foot out the window. I'm gonna kick back.
Are you going to, because this is ladies first. This is ladies' night.
It's ladies' night and the feelings right.
Ladies' night. And the feelings right.
You
Yes,
look,
it's
fuck that up.
ladies'
Look at you.
night.
Look at you.
Oh, what a night.
Look at you. Look at you. Well,
I didn't say go yet.
You know what? I'm not.
Come on now, you gotta.
Mr. 20%, how you doing? I ain't talked to you in a couple of days.
Listen.
I hope everything cool.
Hold on.
Where you at? Shout out to your wife.
Shout out to Mr. 20%. Hey, listen. Check
She
this
had
out.
wonderful energy
Excuse
through the
me,
camera.
Nash Vino. Excuse me.
Yeah.
We have to get our dialogue first before you can just jump right in there.
We do not, because I don't want to talk to you anymore.
All right, fine, great. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I want you to bring that feminine
I'm gonna
energy
sit over here in my co-host chair and do my co-host.
No, because it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. So I'm gonna need you.
Tasty beverage.
Come on now. Let's get for real here. Okay.
Go ahead and peel back this Reese cup so slow.
All right, you ready?
So slow.
And you're on.
Swipe God, how you doing over there? You all right? You doing good?
We just lost everybody.
I miss you. I miss you so much. You're so far away.
Nash Vino.
Yeah.
The host.
Yeah, no, I'm not the host, because when I tried to host,
you didn't try. Come on, we got a show to do.
So
you're on.
You tell me what you want me to say.
I want you to talk about our guests. Talk about our guests.
Puppet you want me to be.
I know you're not a puppet. Come on. Talk about our guests.
You just reach a cup. It's so damn delicious.
Talk about our guests.
No, the miniature ones. They did something with these.
All right. I'll leave you alone.
They did something with these.
All right. So tonight we have an amazing show ahead of us.
You talking to me?
Yes. We're back in business now.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we're back in business.
Are we?
The fun and games have subsided.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. So, are you excited tonight?
I am.
About all of the estrogen that you proclaimed earlier?
Perhaps.
Okay. You know who's on the show tonight?
I do.
Would you mind enlightening me on who's on the show tonight?
Maybe.
If you'd be so kind.
Maybe. What if I talk for the rest of the show in one-word answers and responses?
I mean, you do that anyway, so it's just so.
Fuck you! I was talking to you. Now I'm not anymore. I'm back over here.
All right, come on, man. Can we just please? You see, our guest is over there.
She's over there, bored as hell, and she calling the Uber.
Listen.
You bullshitting.
Okay, let's go. Ready? And tonight
we have on UNRAP the podcast one of the most amazing female MCs there is. Had the pleasure of seeing her last weekend. It was a fucking great show. Her and I think about 11 other female
Queen's
MCs.
Gambit.
The Queen's Gambit. It really was a great time, but she definitely was one of the highlights of the show. Bars on bars on bars on bars on bars. So this should be get your fucking shovels. Get your fucking shovels. I think it's going to be a shovel type of night.
What does that mean?
Gems.
Collection being gems. Drops.
Mm-hmm.
Gems being dropped.
So without further ado.
Wait, I'm co-host. I got to talk with you. I'm a co-host tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to all the estrogen you're throwing around. So, you know what I'm saying? I gotta take it in. You gotta give me a moment. Yeah, bring out that feminine energy. Let's go.
I'm gonna have to go back to having a shank up here because I'm telling you.
I told you already. Come on, Cletus. Come on.
I told you
walk over here.
Told you we need to go to counseling.
Went back.
You don't want to go.
I'm talking in movies. See, I'm trying my best to be your friend. Talking in movies. Hell yeah.
the amount of hate that I have for you cannot be quantified.
Oh, look.
Hmm?
Gosh, pick up the closest thing and throw it. Wow, that's not what I thought it said.
Man.
Wow. Thanks, Lyric.
Lyric, you always know what to say. You always know what to say. No, but for real, Queen's Gambit was amazing, and we've seen her out and about around town. In the hip hop
She be everywhere.
atmosphere. I'm really, really excited to have her on the show to have this conversation about hip hop in the general sense.
Oh, for some reason, I thought you were going to say a bunch of women shit. But go ahead. Go ahead. Why did you look at? You looked at me on the top of your glasses like a disturbed teacher, like that child in the back that won't shut the fuck up.
I'm just so disappointed.
All right. My bad. I know.
I'm
The disappointment is real. Trust me.
I do not know what to say at this point anymore.
Let's get to it. Come on.
Okay. Without further ado,
Woo!
ladies and gentlemen,
Ha!
CRYSTL LAJUENE.
CRYSTL LAJUENE, who's in the building.
Strong. Welcome.
Hey, look who is in the building. You know, she's really tiny in real life.
Yeah.
She's on the stage. She's gigantic. Then she gets off stage and like, oh, she's so cute.
Thank
How are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
How about that intro? If my co-host could get it together, it would have been really dope. But I don't know what's going on here. Unbeep it.
How the hell do you unbeep it?
Just like that.
So tell the people who you are, where you're from.
My name is CRYSTL LAJUENE, and I am from.
Hold on. We haven't muted. I don't know why it's muted.
Her mic or all of them? Just hers?
Can you hear me? Is my mic on?
Let me give her mine.
Your mic on?
Mic. Hello.
Yeah, yours is on. Oh, man. Let me see your mic. They have to switch mics, which not yours.
No?
No. Talk to her.
All right. Well, hell, she was trying to talk to you, told her to stop. Okay. Tell the people who you are and where you're from. I'm sorry.
Again, my name is CRYSTL LAJUENE, and I am from the south side of Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, all right. Born and raised. Okay. There you go. And when did you know you wanted to be an artist in a general sense?
I'm gonna say when I was a little girl. Yeah, since I was a very, very young child.
Okay. Was it always emceeing or was it something else?
I'll say I would say it started as mostly like singing.
Okay.
Because my family has a background in like singing. My father was an amazing singer. I have a lot of great singers in my family, so pretty much started from singing, wanting to sing, and then it branched off into poetry because my older cousin was a poet, and she was my favorite cousin. I always wanted to be like her, so it drifted into that, and then now I started writing my own stuff, and from a little girl. But yeah,
What I miss?
So we're getting to know.
Her mic is pointed directly at the TV, though.
It's all right. As long as we can hear her.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You just need to.
How about that? That sounds good. Can you still hear me good?
Yeah, you're fine.
All right.
What I miss?
So we're talking about her and how she got to here. We're working our way there.
Okay, am I being excluded because I'm a dude?
That might be one of the reasons.
All right, go ahead, man.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Okay, so you had
somebody cares.
Well, ain't that a bitch? You had a cousin that was a poet that you want to be like as we usually do.
Yeah, she's about 5 years older than me. So when we were younger, she was like almost like she was like my babysitter, but she was also like one of my favorite cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And I just admired her, and I just admired like the words and the way things. So I always because she was so much older than me, And I was so much younger. At 5 years, especially when you're a little kid, is a lot,
It's a lot.
right?
It's a lot.
So I really was trying to pattern myself after her because and so I had to like kind of like really, really push myself because she's 5 years older. So she was way more advanced than me. So I was, trying to come up with things that would even impress her and my dad, especially too, because my dad was the singer that I wanted to, pattern myself after as well. So it was just like, kind of was like almost trying to always prove myself to them when I was a little kid, and it made me strive to be like a better writer and artist, in my opinion.
Is that when you got bit by the hip hop bug?
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Because poetry, in my opinion, was a form of rap too, but with the music. You know what I mean? Because even like back then, they really didn't even have like the spoken word. I ain't gonna say they didn't have music to spoken word, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't like how they're doing it now, adding the music to it. So it was like spoken word was like almost like a cappella. And I was just I like music to be added to whatever I was doing. So that's why I kind of went toward more of the music. But when I first started out, I don't know, that's not really the question that you asked, but when I first started out, spoken word is what got me comfortable being on stage. So I'll just say that.
When did the hip hop like show itself?
Well, I had started rapping when I was a young girl too. You know what I mean? The poetry, the spoken word kind of led me into rap, but I never started recording till I got a little bit older. But hip hop has always been incorporated with everything that I was doing. But the recording part is what kind of took me to another level. But at first it was just like I could rap. I write a couple of raps here and there, and I could rap, but it wasn't nothing that was like really serious until.
Being on the hip hop scene here in Chicago is real. It's rough enough already, but being a woman, it's. I can imagine. I see how she rolled her eyes at me. I don't know.
I did not roll my eyes. I just
No, I'm just saying.
You did.
I did not roll my eyes.
Okay, so I mean, I just know that it's a bit more difficult and be a little bit more treacherous for a female MC.
Yeah.
How do you go about carrying yourself in that without like losing your shit?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I would just say just being myself, being true to myself and just being my authentic self, you know what I mean? Because I am who I am.
Right.
I really don't let anybody or anything shift me into anything that I'm not really comfortable with.
Mhm.
So it's just like the same thing with my music. It's the same thing with my life. It's just like, so that's pretty much just how it is. It's like, yeah, that's it.
You get what you get.
I am who I am. You know what I mean? And even with my music is an expression of who I am. So I really don't let anybody shift me into anything that I'm not really comfortable with,
Right.
So that's just pretty much what it is with me.
Yeah, I get that. When was that first show you did where you walked off stage and somebody gave you a compliment and you thought to yourself, God damn, I could do this shit.
Oh my God. So I'll say my very first show that I had was at US Beer Company when I was like actually like considered like a rapper, right? But really it was like it started off from MySpace. I know y'all remember MySpace, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, and I've been rapping, since I was a teenager, but not really like recording anything, right? So when MySpace came out, a friend of mine, she was like, you need to do something, you need to put some of this music, whatever. Like you need to. So I had 2 songs. That's all I had was 2 songs. I put the 2 songs that I recorded on MySpace. And this guy reached out to me. His name was Bobby Rockwell. I'll never forget him.
Shout out to Bobby Rockwell.
Yes, and I don't know where he is right now. He disappeared off the scene, but I really truly love him dearly.
You felt like he was the one that gave you your shot.
He literally gave me my first show. He gave me my first show. He invited me to perform at my very first show, and it was at US Beer Company. And he wanted me to do 4 songs, and I only had 2 songs recorded.
You're like, sorry, Bobby.
Right? Only had 2 songs recorded. So that's my story. I had 2 songs recorded. I did have my little poems that I had written before, but so I used to open up my sets with a piece of spoken word because I didn't have more than 2 songs recorded to perform. So I opened up with that one piece of poetry, and then I would go into my 2 songs. And then literally from that point on, I started, that's how Crystal Lejeune, started to get her name, because that one show got me all the other shows from that point on, from that point on, from that point on. So, like, shout out to Bobby Rockwell. Thank you for inviting me out. And, and it was so crazy because they was like, oh, we want you to do 4 songs. I'm like, I don't even have 4 songs. I only got 2 songs. But
you made it work.
Those 2 songs and that one piece of poetry that I did took me to the level that I'm at right now. And I'm grateful. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Has it always been Crystal Lejeune? Or did you have one of them? Nah, you come on now. This is a safe place. Tell us, like, everybody had one of them rap names before they called themselves, until somebody said, that probably doesn't work that well.
So I'm gonna be honest.
Please, that's the whole point.
So as an artist, when I first got started as an artist.
No, let's back up. Before you got on stage, before you did that, and you were like toying with the idea, and you were like, I'm gonna call myself
I need a
Sneaky
name.
Foot.
Right.
So y'all want me to tell you guys the story about how I came up with my name?
Let's do it.
Well, no.
If that's her only name, then we got
No, you didn't have a name beforehand? Like we were sitting around.
My
like
name is Crystal.
No, not like you're giving. I'm talking about you were sitting around rapping, and you're like, I'm gonna call myself Sugarfoot.
Oh, so when I was a little girl, like they used to call, well, what was my little nickname? Because I'm the littlest person, Cozy. Like from all my friends from growing up from high school and grammar school and stuff, Cozy, Shorty, and all of that type of stuff. But as an artist, as myself, developing myself and wanting to become an artist myself, like when I started recording, I really wanted to be like my authentic self, and I wanted to keep it real as possible because there's so many shorty this and little that and all of that. So I was just like, I want to keep it as real as possible. So my name is Crystal Lejeune, and that's my first and middle name. Okay. So that's and you know what, I'm gonna tell y'all something else too. When I was a little girl, I used to be a little bit ashamed of that name, Lejeune, because I was like, what is that? I like, how people was like, Chris, this Aisha or whatever. I'm like, what is a Lejeune? Like, what is that? And why did you name me that? But once I figured out what it was and what it meant, I embraced it. And that's why I also use it as my stage name, because it was just like, I wanted to be my real authentic self. I didn't want to be nobody but me. So I'm like, what other thing to do but use my real name? You know what I'm saying? It's not my last name, but it's my first and middle.
Yeah, it fits.
Yeah,
it fits.
Thank you.
It works.
It was just like, I decided to just go with that, And then honestly, I'm gonna tell you something else. When I went before, I was just like, I didn't even think about a stage name when I first decided to really want to do music and record. And somebody asked me like, "What's your stage name?" And I was like, and I was like, Crystal, And then that's what made me think about, the Crystal Lejeune and everything like that. But
do you remember your MySpace name?
Yeah, it was Crystal Lejeune. It's the same thing. Everything is Crystal Lejeune from before to now. Everything is the same thing. I kept it because nobody else has that name. You know what I mean? Thank God. I can't really can really say that that's an.
There's another Crystal Lejeune in Alabama.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know.
I'm just kidding. I don't.
Look. There are other Crystal Lejeunes popping up out the blue all of a sudden. But before, like literally, I was the only one, and then the way I spell my name is not the exact way that it's spelled on my birth certificate as well. So, my stage name is spelled different than my actual government name. So, and it's a family name. I'm named after my grandmother too. So it's like, rest in peace, Granny, Daisy Lejeune, so.
That's beautiful.
I like that, Daisy Lejeune.
Yeah.
I like that.
Don't go stealing it. Don't do that.
I like the name Daisy.
You have another baby. Name the baby
Yeah, and
Daisy.
it was like weird too when I was growing up. Like, whose name is Daisy and whose name is Lejeune? You know, it's just like when you grow up, when you little, you don't understand.
Right.
Stuff sound crazy to you, but like I said, as I started to grow older, I was I need to just embrace who I am, my originality, my uniqueness, and you know,
What do you think your most unique quality is?
my creativity, just me being who I am individually as CRYSTL LAJUENE, you know?
Right.
I think
get
that's
that.
what it is.
Because that's one thing that people speak really highly about you is your creativity.
Oh, thanks.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So did you see yourself where you are now when you started in this journey? Did you start your journey in hip hop like, well, I'll try this out for a minute? And then, kept going, or did you embrace it? Like,
I'm going to say this, like, since I was a little girl, even before I got into like hip hop, like, like I was telling you guys, my dad, my family comes from like music and singing and things like that. So I always was trying to like prove myself to like my dad and my
Right.
family that I can sing and that I'm like talented and stuff like that. So it's like, I feel like it was always kind of like in me. And then I always felt like I had something to say. And so I had to figure out a way to express it
Right.
to people, and I've always been the creative type of person, like, even from a little girl, all of the different things, even if it hadn't anything not to do with music, but just like art, like painting, writing. Like I used to sew buttons on everything. I used to make fake nails out of Elmer's glue. Like I'm just like literally, I've just always been like the creative type of person. And I always felt like I had something to say. But I just really didn't know how I was gonna be able to get the word out. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I had a message and somebody was going to want to hear it one day. And I didn't know how I was going to get it out. But yeah, that's just how I always felt since a little girl.
That's what's up.
How long did it take from when you started to where you were able to see that your dad and big cousin was like, oh, yeah, she got it?
Well, you know what? Honestly, like my dad just recently passed away a couple of years ago. And I still felt like I still was like still trying to prove to my dad certain things.
Right.
Because as an entrepreneur and not being like like a millionaire or like, you know what I'm saying, like being like financially free and it's, certain aspects, it was like I still had something to prove. You know what I'm saying? Like I still haven't become that household name that I know that I will be one day. I just really still feel like that, even though sometimes it's still like, it might take a while, but I still feel it deep down in my soul that I am that household name. And, my dad, he didn't get a chance to see it exactly, but he saw the beginnings of it, I believe, my family. So
you carry that spirit with you, though. You can see it. You can carry that. You carry that spirit with you, and you carry it well, very well. He'd be proud. I can tell you that. I've seen you on stage. I've seen you a lot of places. Never had the opportunity to really talk to you, but yeah, you shine like for real, for real. When you're in the room, you shine like a motherfucker. That's real talk.
And like he said, when you get on the mic, you become a very, 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 very big like entity.
Thank you.
So yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like because I think like with a lot of creative people, one of the biggest, we struggle with not only our creativity, but we struggle with acceptance. We struggle with a lot of different things. But I feel like it's really important to embrace that, run with it, you know what I mean? And let that always be the driving force that keeps you going. You know what I'm saying? Have you gotten to a space where you're like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna embrace CRYSTL LAJUENE and I'm running with this shit.
You know what? Yes, because I know how powerful belief in faith is. You know what I'm saying, and and that burning desire as well. So yes, for sure. And you have to believe in yourself more than anybody else. And I know it's like sometimes other people believing in you helps you get to that other level as well. And I appreciate everybody who has given me that extra push of energy, but that self-belief is like so much. It's like it's definitely necessary. Like you have to believe in yourself.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people can believe in you as much as they want to, but if you're not believing in yourself and moving forward and pushing, it's like it's really nothing that can be done. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So it's just like I just have to stay encouraged myself,
Right.
no matter what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Physically, I know, like, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I know how I feel deep down inside. And it's just like, I don't know, y'all. It's just like, that's what I'm like, somebody might think I'm crazy, but I just can't, I just see it. I see it. And sometimes, you know what, honestly, you do get discouraged a lot because it's like you've worked so hard, you've worked so many years, and you put so much work in, and you be like, why hasn't it happened?
Right. What the
But
hell?
it's like what I've noticed is if you really take a look at all of the artists who have really like made it, if you look at their background, majority of the really good ones, they put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it looks like it happened overnight, but
Right.
it really didn't.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I've been doing, what I've been doing since I was a little kid. Like
Right.
just not even knowing that I was going to get into this. I wanted to, but you know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing dance and performing and writing.
It was all setting you up for these moments now.
So
Yeah.
it's like if you look at all of the greats, they've been, this been happening. It's been happening, and it's happening, and it just almost appears like it happened overnight, but it really didn't.
Yeah. I
So
understand
that's what
that.
I'm saying. Like I've been putting in the work, and consistency is definitely one of the things
No.
that helps.
that.
Because yeah.
Consistency is of the utmost importance.
And being in entertainment, well, at any point in life is not for the faint of heart. But I think even now these days it's way worse. And having a good community, a good team, or just people you can lean on, confide in, however you want to put that. In your opinion, how's the community in hip hop in Chicago?
Well, I'll say from my perspective, from my experience, it's been absolutely amazing on the overall scale. I have, had some experience with people who haven't been, so loving, but
Right.
overall, I've had the best experience in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, they love me. I love
Right.
them. This is my home. This is where I grew. This is where all of my connections pretty much started from. So I have gotten a really, really great response from the home team, on all scales overall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I am grateful for that. Because they always say Chicago is the city of haters and stuff like that. But even like from my promo, y'all even say like I get love wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're known for haters and everything, but I get love overall wherever I go. So that's one thing I can say I'm grateful for being here in Chicago, being known
Right.
for the city of haters. So
Right. That's a good thing. That just means you're doing the right thing. It's a tricky road to go down, especially here in the city. And you've been able to navigate that quite well. I've never heard anybody speak anything negative on your name or anything like that. Everything has always been positive. Everything has always been, man, she's so creative. Man, she's so dope. Man, this and that. How come she ain't on your show? Blah, 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 blah. You hear it all the time.
thank you.
But that's a beautiful thing. And by the way, shout out to everybody that's watching. Shout out to all the new subscribers that we've gotten over the last fucking couple of weeks, man. Shit's been crazy. Shit's been amazing. Shout out to all of you guys. And hit that like and subscribe if you're watching for the first time. But I was going to say that, like, one thing that happens on this show all the time, I don't know if you guys have been listening, but this woman has been dropping nothing but gems. When she's talking about believing in yourself and talking about moving forward and talking about understanding who she is, these are gems. We talk about gems on this show all the time because motherfuckers come in that seat, they sit down and they drop them. But it's a matter of people pay attention. And all of these things she's talking about is very true. And that's why, like, your journey is what it is, because when you're being your genuine self, and your genuine self is good natured, good hearted, genuine, a genuine fucking person, nothing to hide behind, no smoke and mirrors. People see that, and they reciprocate that same energy. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man.
Thank you.
Shout out to you and everything you're doing, man. Like, for real. So, oh no, you're very welcome. So let's talk about you, the entrepreneur. When did that spark?
You know what? It's so funny because it's the same thing since I was a young girl. Like I was saying, like I've always been a creative. I've been sewing buttons on stuff since I was a little girl and making press on nails out of Elmer's glue. I've always had that entrepreneur spirit, but we're just think about like a long time ago, like that really wasn't encouraged. They really kind of was encouraging us to like, go to school, get a real job, and do like art really wasn't anything that they encouraged you to do like for a career or like that's like a hobby, to get a real job. The same way like with music or even like with sports or anything. They used to tell us, you need to, yeah, that's cool, but you need to have a backup plan. You need to have a real job. And my dad, I love my dad dearly and I understand now more than ever, but he was encouraging me to do that so that I could have like a solid foundation. Not to say that not to become an entrepreneur, but he wanted me to have a solid foundation, something to fall back on in case those other things didn't work out. And now I understand, you know what I'm saying? Because being an entrepreneur, baby, it's not easy. But
and it ain't cheap.
Baby.
And it
But
ain't cheap.
now, so it's just like I just, I wish I would have listened to my dad a little bit more. But it's cool, I'm still an entrepreneur. Everything is still working out for me, but yeah.
Shout out to Fambo Podcast. Salute to the gang. We in the building, yada I mean. Real recognize real. People respond to your energy. You see what I'm saying? People respond to your energy. So with your entrepreneurship, how do you balance that with the I know that being an entrepreneur, there's levels of creativity in that as well. How do you balance that? Like, okay, I gotta get this over here, I gotta make this over there, then I gotta go be a rapper.
Well, you know what? It all kind of goes together. You know what I mean? Because it's like, but being an entrepreneur is different than being like an employee or working for someone else. You have to really, really be strict. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you make your own schedule, and all of those things, but you're responsible for everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're responsible for, you're the employee, you're the manager, you're the owner, you're the landlord, you're everything.
The accountant.
Yes. So
everything.
It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? It can become a lot, but it can be worth it, you know what I mean? But you have to be one of those people who can handle those type of things. Some people need to be told what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Others, you know what I'm saying? And others can kind of navigate others, other things. You know what I'm saying?
That's that.
And that's not bad, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest, like sometimes honestly, I work better on a schedule. You know what I mean? So that's why sometimes they tell you need to get on a schedule, even like as an entrepreneur or not. You need to get on a schedule because I work better on a schedule, knowing what I need to do. Sometimes when you don't, when you have the flexibility, so
willy-nilly with it.
Yeah, so it works. But I'm gonna say this. I've always been one of those type of people who likes to go to the beat of my own drum, right? And my dad used to really be like, you need this and that. And I used to always be trying to prove to him that I can make it doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? And I've done so, I've done pretty good so far. But now, like I said, my dad just recently passed and like all of the things that he's kind of tried to drill into me, it's like, they be like, shoo, shoo, like bright lights to you. You know what I mean? So it's like, dang, dad, oh God, I see what you say. I see. Because I'm getting older. And, becoming an entrepreneur, if you haven't really set yourself up for success in real life, if you don't understand what business and finances and, financial freedom and all of those things are, you can kind of put yourself back if you're
Right.
not making the right proper decisions. Same way if you're an employee, but you get what I'm saying? If you don't understand, finances and money and things like that, if you're not doing the right proper things, so
Gotta know how to move something, shake something.
yeah, so yeah, so those are one of the things that I also encourage. Like, I would love to start to learn to teach. No, not to learn, but to teach people and share with people, my experiences as being an entrepreneur, and different things about how to maximize on leveraged income and residual, because everybody is not an artist. Everybody is not a an athlete, so everybody doesn't understand how they can capitalize on different types of sources of income. And then I also would like to teach them, like, how traditional business ownership is not what we all think about it.
It's not anymore. It's definitely not anymore.
So yeah.
Well, we've come to one of my favorite parts of the show.
Oh boy.
Because guess what? I'm really, really interested in what you're going to say.
Yeah. It's time for the shovels.
Okay, I'm ready.
This part of the show. You got to chill. And these are a series of questions. They have no right or wrong answer.
Okay.
They're opinion based or facts.
Okay.
It could be anything. I mean, it's up to you. It's however you want to answer. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm not really going to say shit. I say that every time. But my co-host generally has a lot of shit to the artist. Yeah. But this is You Got to Chill. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm excited. I want to hear what the fuck she's going to say. But you got to start off with the you did.
So we're gonna start off with his favorite question.
Okay.
All right.
Listen intently.
Yes. Okay. So in this hypothetical scenario, you look like this person.
Okay.
You sound like this person.
Okay.
Your handwriting is the exact same. If this person's mother called you on the phone, they would think they were talking to their child. If you went to the bank and you spoke with your personal banker, your face-to-face, they would think that you were this person. Okay? So you know who you are, but everybody else thinks you're this person. Okay?
For 24 hours.
So for 24 hours, if you woke up tomorrow and for 24 hours you were Drake, what's the first thing that you would do?
What? First of all, I would have to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. You said if I woke up
tomorrow morning,
and for 24 hours.
24 hours, you're Aubrey Graham.
Like Freaky Friday, but just one-sided, because
you're Aubrey Graham.
We have no idea
if you woke up in his bed. You're like,
yep.
What?
Yes, that's you. Everybody thinks that you are him.
Even when you talk, you're like, I'm CRYSTL LAJUENE. They're like, Drake, shut up.
Right. What the fuck's wrong with you, Drake?
So and what am I doing again?
Whatever you want.
What's the first thing you're gonna
get
do?
Up, you got all you have is 24 hours.
You're Drake.
You know what? Honestly, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I would wake up and I would go back to sleep.
Stop playing.
God damn,
come on. That's the first time. Get the fuck out of here.
I would go back to sleep.
24 hours, especially. I would wake up and I would go back to sleep, because that's how I deal with issues. You know what? I take a nap.
Me too. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I take a full nap.
Close your eyes on that shit.
Yep. Break, and then I get up and process the next move from the day after.
Yeah.
Yeah. The day after's over.
No, you said you asked me 24 hours.
Yeah,
right?
but that's all. That's so. Wait a minute.
I would go to
if
sleep.
If she chooses to go back to sleep, does that reset the clock?
No.
No.
Got 24 hours.
Well,
I would go back to sleep.
I'm disappointed.
No, I will go back to sleep and wake up and try to reprocess what's really happening. Maybe it was a dream. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't real. I don't know, but
I got a feeling you're going to wake up. It's going to be after 6. Banks are going to be closed. She ain't going to be able to do shit.
And it'll be fine, because I would be extremely rich the same way. My money ain't going to dwindle down. Whatever the beef or whatever the drama is, when I wake up in the morning, my bank account would still be really, really nice, to the point where...
No, because when you wake up in the morning, you will no longer be Drake. It's 24 hours only.
Oh, well, but I'm just saying, like, if you're telling me that it's any exclusive, anything dwindling after my 24 hours of me making that decision, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I would go to sleep and wake back up and
Wouldn't go to the
everything
bank,
would have been just.
write a couple of checks to CRYSTL LAJUENE.
Well, you know what? Honestly, because
See,
I
now-
already
now-
see
now-
myself as a household name. Like,
would you write
I
off
got
on
my
that?
own money in the bank already, so I didn't even think about that part.
Would you write a little, you know what I'm saying? Like Drake wakes up and he's like, oh shit, who's CRYSTL LAJUENE? I gotta
That's
do a
what he
feature.
was thinking. Like,
I gotta do a
send this
feature.
money to Crystal.
That-
Nope, I didn't even think about that. Only because, like,
No, I bought a feature. He's like, man, I gotta do a feature for CRYSTL LAJUNE.
I never even thought about that because, when you asked the question, I thought you were just putting me being him as a person,
Yes.
not being.
No, but you're you in the inside.
You still know you're you, but you look like him. You sound like him.
You are him for 24 hours, but you're you on the inside.
Yeah, I didn't even think about me. I thought about him as in his situation and all
Fuck his situation.
I'm gonna do a lot of transferring and moving.
What
Okay, let's try this one more
kind
time.
of like.
No, let's try it one more time. I think she gets the picture.
With that little bit of background, so now you know.
Exactly. Of course, I would be definitely endorsed because he has a really, really large following. You know what I mean? If we did a feature, they would definitely love me, and I would be the next, whoever.
Right. Be the next CRYSTL LAJUNE.
Yeah, I would be the next
Be the
CRYSTL
next CRYSTL
LAJUNE. Yeah, I would be CRYSTL LAJUNE, the next
2.0.
Yeah, whoever wanna, you know what I'm saying? Because people compare
You
me
wouldn't
to
dip in the
others
bank?
that
You
are
wouldn't
the
dip in the bank
greats.
account a little bit and send a little money to
Of
yourself?
course. He
we go.
would just like he would definitely endorse me. If
Like,
he,
why the fuck did I send $10 million to CRYSTL LAJUNE? Who is she?
yeah, you already know he gonna know who she is when he send me that money. He gonna be like, yeah, I want you to be my next greatest, I want you to get me up out of this hole I'm in.
Okay.
Because the people is looking at me crazy right now, but you know what I'm saying. Like I said, like I didn't even think about that when you said it. I was just thinking about him as an artist, like if I was him. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like overall, like when you first think about the question, when they, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's why I would like, if I was him, I'd go back to sleep and wake up like, is this a dream? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
but he's still a great. He's accomplished a lot of amazing things. He's still got a lot of money in the bank that I don't have.
he's
You know what I'm
fine.
saying? So
Yeah, he'll be fine.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
He's
Even
part
if he
Jewish.
retired from
He's a
this
part
point
J.
on, the residuals is coming in, baby, and that's what I'm talking about. Us having access to those things that we would normally have access to as like a traditional business owner or a person who's not an artist, actor, or
Athlete.
an athlete. Exactly, because
Brad's all about branding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good shit. All right. Well, I'm going to need you to explain these questions to her a little bit better. Maybe she can have a better understanding of what's going on here. Okay.
I'm going to need you to tumble down the stairs and land on something sharp.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Ooh.
Get real
quick. Dream though, right? And be
No. She means that shit. She means that shit.
I mean that shit. I do.
She means that shit.
I do.
Our audience knows she means that shit.
I mean it. I swear I do. Anybody got a strip of nails? You know where to send them. Okay. What
Is
came
what it is.
first, the poet or the rapper?
I'll say for myself, personally, the poet.
Okay.
Why?
Because the thoughts, then the words written on the paper, acapella. Because back in the day, I'm just saying because it's weird. I am saying back in the day, but back in the day when I used to write acapella.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much like spoken word or poetry. There was no music to it. Back in the day, I used to have to find beats to put my music to. Whereas now I write to the music.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So honestly, from my personal perspective, the poet came first.
I like that explanation.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Back in the day, there wasn't a plethora of producers out there or claiming to be producers. You really had to search, find a producer, or someone had to find you. But if you were a writer, you were constantly writing, and you had to write a cappella. You just had to, or write it to an instrumental.
Yes. And then we was writing 24 bars back in the day. You know them long ass raps, or we was writing three verses for one song. Whereas now most majority songs are a hook and 2 verses and that's it. Whereas back in the day we was writing 24 bars per verse and it was 3 verses as well. You see what I'm saying? So it was like that's another thing that was challenging for me because I was like, dang, this so like, dang, I got to come up with some heat consistently for one song. This is a lot for one song, and then I gotta do it again and again. But that's what made me realize, like, okay, you can really do this because I was able to do it multiple times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of gave me even more confidence in myself was that I was able to do it multiple times and with like the heat. But back then it was much slower because it was so much more. So, and I'm an overthinker, so I was like, oh God, no, let me scratch this out. No. You know what I'm saying?
Notebooks looked horrendous, but we could read them.
Yeah, we can read our own.
Yeah, we can read
nobody else, which is great too because nobody wants. Because you know another thing too, which made me start to memorize everything that I wrote down. Was because I lost a couple of notebooks when I was in college.
That's painful.
Somebody stole a book bag from me, and it had like one of my most cherished notebooks in there with all of the good stuff, and I couldn't like remember nothing but like the first. And from that point on, it was like, Crystal, you got to memorize your stuff because, you know, like that's like diamonds and gold to me. Like it's like my thoughts, and it's like. I cherish those things, and I really still to this day wonder what happened to it because somebody got it.
Yeah.
And maybe, hopefully, they didn't understand or cherish what it was, and maybe they just, because I would hate to know that somebody is really like capitalizing off of, you know, like that, what they call that,
intellectual property.
Exactly. That part right there. Girl, I'm like, you know, as a young college student, it just hurt me so deeply. That's why I was like, you know what? From that point on, like I said, I started to, like, by the time I go to the studio, majority of the time, if it's not nothing that I had to write that same day to go in, I have it memorized.
Right.
So when I go in, it also goes, it flows better when I'm delivering it as well than when I'm trying to read it.
Because you can focus on just getting it out.
Yeah, and giving it energy except for like, okay, I got to make sure I read it right and say it, you know, so.
And if you're paying for studio time, it saves you some fucking money.
That part too. So you don't have to keep doing it over and over again. You can get it done and get it out. So, and then that's also something being a young lady that I also made sure of because I don't really like to spend a lot of time in the studio with strangers or men, nobody in general. Like I like to go in there and get my work done. I'm not one of the ones that like to go to the studio and kick it and hang out.
I used to tell people that shit all the time.
I don't want to do that.
When you buy in studio time,
yeah, that's
you walk
for it.
Yeah, you walk in that door, the clock starts. So how you choose to use that time is on you. But trust me, when you leave, you paying. So if you want to sit around and smoke, drink, do whatever, I'm gonna be like, okay, let me know when you're ready.
I've always thought about studio time from that aspect, like, you know, but like I feel like my introduction to that kind of thing is always backwards. Like I learned about all the money stuff first, and then the actual artist part of it, the important part later. But I never thought about that from a female perspective about having to be so exposed. But even also alone in most cases, because you really don't want a whole bunch of people that can fuck your vibe up, you know. Yeah, that's
Oh, it's a lot more than that. Especially back in the day.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I can't really speak for anybody else, but I can speak for myself. And, you know, like that's just my personal preference anyway. I've just never been really like a cliquey crowd type of person. When I go to, I'm literally trying to take care of business and get up out of there. So I do know other people who don't mind. They love that whole energy with other people. They feel like there's support and whatever. But me, I just never, I honestly like to be alone. I don't like it to be anybody but me and the engineer. Even with other artists that's on the song, like I swear I like to be like, cause I could be nervous sometimes with the engineer if I don't know who he is and I'm not comfortable with him. You know what I mean? So it's just like I always felt comfortable with just me going to take care of my business and getting up out of there.
Right.
You know, and especially when it comes to having to spend some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not coming to kick it. I'm not paying to kick it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not spending no money to kick it. Not unless, you know, it's drinks and we at the party. But even then, like, you know, at this point, like me paying to kick it at this point even is different now.
Right.
As an adult, you know, like a mature adult, I would say it's like
it's a very
I
different
could pay
thing.
that same price to get my bottle and sip it for a whole week or two at home. Whereas, you know, everybody want to get off this. They paying $300 for this same bottle that I'm sipping on for 2 weeks at home by myself.
Right.
Whereas, you know, everybody want to drink it right away and they paying $300 for this. So, you know, I just have a different mindset than I did before, but I've never been the big crowd person regardless, especially when it comes to taking care of business.
Right. And that is the essential part of like being an entertainer. Really, like for a lot of people struggle with the business part because it is a business at the end of the day. You are your own like walking McDonald's, so to speak. So, you know, again, if you listen to what she said, gems being dropped. Go in the studio, be prepared. She ain't just talking about, I don't like being alone with people. She's not just saying that. She's saying, be prepared. Go in there, handle your business, get the fuck up out of there. Go home and sip your bottle that's going to last you a week. For real.
Yes, for sure.
Don't be frivolous with your time or your money.
Stop rolling up them one blunt tray fives.
Yeah, you smoking it with one well, you smoking it up and you could put it out and, you know, flame it back up again later.
Know when to say when, people. Absolutely.
Right.
Then
Y'all can still hear me good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
With you know, like because you were talking about the club, like, you know, everything it's definitely weird now. Like, you know, people used to dance and actually look like they were enjoying themselves. Now it's a big ass weirdo fest. But when you do shows and the crowd is like not engaged with you, like everybody's on their phone or talking to each other or doing everything but paying attention to whatever's over here, how do you like get that energy back? How do you pull in the crowd?
I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm
Toot that shit. Toot that
like seriously, like I have not really had that experience overall. Like majority of the time when I'm performing, like I get real good crowd engagement. You know, I remember like I was saying, remember when I first started doing my shows and I didn't have but 2 songs and I would open up with that piece of spoken word. And by the time I finished with my poem, everybody would be looking or coming to the front of the stage and be like, who is that and what's she about to do type of thing. So I'm just grateful that whatever I've been doing so far has been engaged into the crowd to the point where they literally stop and pay attention to what's going on the stage. Because like even this last show that I did recently, the Queen's Gambit, it was 2 young ladies that were sitting next to us as I was watching everybody else before it was my turn. And they were saying like, oh, we getting ready to go. And I was like, where y'all going? She's like, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I got to leave. I said, you know what? Can y'all please just wait? I'm getting ready to go up. I said, if y'all don't enjoy the first song, go ahead and get y'all something to eat.
Right.
They stayed until the very end, and then they literally, you know, we exchanged information. You know,
Did one of them have on like a blue and a white shirt?
It was I can't remember it. She was like a stud chick, and the other lady had on the black.
She was, that was cool.
She do shoes. The lady, she's like, I do shoes. She gave me her business card. Like, you know, we exchanged information, with like networking and everything. Like, followed up, like, you know, great relationship afterwards. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I literally just told them because I heard them when they was getting ready to leave. I was like, She was like, we getting ready. I was like, y'all can't leave. Yeah. She was like, what? I was like, y'all gotta wait for me. I'm getting ready to go up right now. She was like, okay. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like I haven't really had the experience of anybody literally really listening to me and just being like, no, I ain't feeling her and leaving. They like always be like, you know, stick around. You know, it don't matter what age group or whatever. Like I've always been grateful because I've been getting a great response from the people. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a testament to your energy and your creativity. Like for real. That is a real testament.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Who's more important? The DJ.
Wait. Be very careful with this question.
I am. I'm listening to everything.
Be very careful.
Okay, who's more important? The DJ or the producer?
You say the DJ or the producer?
Who's more important?
Okay, that is a very tricky question.
It's not tricky.
To me,
it's tricky if she said it is, damn it.
It's not a tricky question. I'm saying is because without the music, the DJ has nothing to play.
Thank you.
So that's the reason why I say it's a tricky question, because the music is definitely necessary, but the DJ is definitely necessary for the people to hear the music. Because without the DJ, most of the time, those are the people who spin the music for the people. You know what I'm saying? So if the DJ doesn't have any music to play, then he has nobody to entertain,
Well,
and
that
then
would-
vice versa. Like
Nope.
without the DJ, I mean, without the producer, the DJ don't got nothing to play. So it's like it's like a family thing. To me, I just like gotta go together. But one thing has to come first. The music has to come first before the DJ can play it.
Thank you.
I'm
That
with you.
means the producer's more important.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like you. You're all right. Oh, you're saying all the right shit.
Now and then,
Saying all the right
you know,
shit.
all of these are, you know, I don't care. It's your opinion.
No,
if
that's
these-
a fact. That's a fact.
If these,
No,
if,
she
if
said
these, if these options, if you want to pick both,
No,
I literally don't care.
I care.
Record sales or touring?
Okay. Ooh, wow. Well, I would say record sales and touring. Because first of all, I would like to. I'm gonna say this because touring requires you to be there personally, and that's like physical work. That's basically trading your time for money, right? But this is what I'm saying about the residual income and the thing about being able to do something one time and be paid for it over and over and over and over again. So that's where the record sales come in at. You get what I'm saying?
That
so
perspective
that's
is
the
fabulous.
part that I appreciate about the record sales. But you know, as far as touring, you know, sometimes you get across the artist better by being in front of them, and they getting to seeing and feeling you as a real artist. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like getting to really, really see you. And you know, the same way I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just use Lil Wayne as an example, right? My little sister was a big fan of Lil Wayne. He was cool, but I wasn't like no big fan of him. And then one time, my best friend, rest in peace, she had concert tickets to she bought these concert tickets. We was in the second row. And Lil Wayne was performing. And when I saw him perform live, I had a completely different respect for him. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Than I did just listening to him as a recorded artist.
Yeah.
And vice versa. It's some people who are horrible performing artists
Right.
who are great recording artists. So it's just like
That was going to be my example of it could go both ways.
Yeah. So that's just what I'm saying. Like honestly, I feel like people it's just a particular artist, but I appreciate both. But more than anything, I'm gonna say record sales, because you know why I'm saying this, because I could die today, and my record's gonna still sell, and my family can capitalize off. They can still get that residual income. They can still, just like Michael Jackson, Prince, all of those people.
Well, that's like a 1 percentile. Like within the industry, within contractually, you're not going to get the money that you feel like, especially nowadays with streaming. It's only a fraction of a penny.
I
per
get what
stream.
you said with
You know what I'm
that part
saying?
comes.
Yeah. So like,
But what if I die, right?
Somebody's gonna get that penny.
You know,
Yeah.
like compound interest. You see what I'm saying? Even if it's 1 cent, if that 1 cent keep on adding up and adding up and adding
Sure.
up.
If
You
you
know
own
what
the
I'm
if you
saying?
own the publishing,
But you get what I'm thinking on a higher scale. Like I own the publishing, I got this, I got
Right,
that.
assuming
my
all your
records
paperwork is in order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just assuming on that level.
In an ideal
It's
situation,
not, yeah, but even then, if it's not that one little small percentage, if I'm still accumulating that even after I pass away, it's still something that I wouldn't be getting if I had to tour. Because just like with Michael Jackson, remember when he died, he couldn't put the tour on no more. But his estate is still making money, and those kids that ain't even really his kids is still getting paid.
wait, what?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Those aren't Michael's kids.
I don't know, but those are his children, because that's what he said. But you get what I'm saying?
No, those are not his kids.
Those his kids.
Biologically.
No, don't.
Michael
quote
didn't.
You-
Michael
we-
didn't do
we-
the
We're
hoochie
not
coochie.
going on that.
We don't got enough time.
Did he do the
Y'all
hoochie
take
coochie
that
with
off the
them?
We ain't
record.
got
Off
no
the
time.
record. Off the
Allegedly.
We ain't got
record.
no time.
He
But
did
you
it.
know what I'm trying to say.
And you know now what we're
You get what I'm
seeing,
saying?
what we're seeing also, because back in the day, right? You become an artist, however you become an artist, then you go in the studio, you make your album has to be sold, and if enough people buy your album, then you can go on tour. right? You had to earn the right to go on tour.
I guess.
Because they're not about to invest money in you going out if ain't no motherfucking body checking for you.
True.
But now, somebody put some shit out on social media and 2,700 people, oh, that's the shit. And they share it and blah, 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 blah. And now they have created an artist. Then they go and record some shit maybe. It's a 1 minute and 39-second song. And then they trying to put these people in arenas. And when they selling out a quarter of a date, it's like, what the fuck is going on? And I think like everything is ass backwards now.
Yeah, that part right there is it's unbelievable. But I'm gonna just say this: as an artist who has not reached the pinnacle of where I desire or where I feel like I will be one day, I'd rather be a one-hit wonder than not one at all.
Hey, okay?
Did you hear that?
Do what you gotta do.
I say it. Listen, I say we should.
Motherfucking one-hit wonders that's putting their kids through school, goddammit.
I'm saying, like, they got like literally a 30-second clip that has made them become this rising star. And I'm never a hater when it comes to that, because I'm an artist myself, a creative, and I could be one of those who has a viral moment that doesn't reach the next level. I've had a viral moment that wasn't really the best for me, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's certain things, you know, that's like, hey, I'm not a hater at all, y'all. Do what you got to do and capitalize on it. Make sure once it happens, you make something else happen from it. You know what I mean?
You break into the top 150 Billboard, you're in. You are in. You break into the top 100, you're set.
Okay.
Top 50, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Top 40, top fucking 20, top 10, it's over. Top 5, man, your kids are gonna eat. Like.
Because Lenny Williams talks about how that one song has put all of his kids and is working on his grandkids through college.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, his lifestyle is great. They ain't hungry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know, I'm one of those. My father taught me, live within your means. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't have to do too much to live good. You know what I'm saying? Especially like I'm saying, you know, you need to make sure you invest well, save. You know, just don't live outside of your means. So
Facts.
Regardless of how much money I make, I'm gonna always remember what my dad told me. You know.
Shout out to your dad. Seems like he's taught you very well.
Word of mouth or the internet? You could pick both.
What do you mean? As far as like reach?
Yeah, however you perceive that.
Yeah, however you perceive it. Because I mean, you could be talking about in terms of
it's both.
Getting
honestly, I feel like word of mouth and the internet is the same now, because everything that people think, they post it on the internet. They type it.
Shit.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, even like, for instance, I'm gonna use my dad as an example. I might be thinking, you know, the average person, somebody passed away, right? And they talk to the person on Facebook like they talking to the person.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, whatever you thinking and word of mouth, it's just like, and because of the internet, it gives a bigger, wider reach.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand, because the way people think and the whatever they thinking and they speaking out their mouth, either they going live or they typing it on the internet anyway. So
I like that answer.
Yeah. Is it really possible to have a top 5 rappers list?
Well, if your personal preference, yeah. I mean, everybody got their personal preference.
You don't think it changes after a while?
Yours and mine and yours, maybe not. You know, but it's just like, who's judging? It depends on who's judging. Like, who's judging?
Is it possible for you to have a top 5?
Yeah, everybody got their top 5.
Does it change?
But I don't, you know, I never really.
So right now, is it the same as it was when you were 17?
It's so crazy because no, but you know what? But at the same time, it's like I don't even think about anything that I thought about then the same as I do now. Girl. Anyway, so it's like,
right.
You know what I mean?
I always do. I do this shit every year. I pick an artist that I loved at one point, and I go back and I listen to whatever it was that I was insane over.
That's a good thing, girl.
And if I still fuck with them, I put them in this one playlist.
I like that.
But if I don't,
I need to
No.
do that. Because sometimes, you know what? I listen to certain stuff that I listened to back then that I love, and I'll be like, I cannot believe that I really love that. Like, even like, you know, certain stuff that it's still good, but it be like, Dad, I'm going to say this. For instance, right? I'm going to use Trina and Trick Daddy as an example, right? My sister loved that song. We all love the song, right? But as an adult, as a full-grown woman, even though she might not have any children, but you grown as hell, how do you feel really singing that same song that you so famous for? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel saying
that's
right
that
now?
that
That's
is
gotta be weird.
that is the paradigm, if you will. That's like, you know, Vanilla Ice is gonna be performing Ice Ice Baby for the rest of his fucking life.
But it's not like
No,
him saying like
that's the same, but it's
different because she's
No,
saying
no, I
like
understand what she's saying. I get it.
because
But
if he had to
that's
do it at a bar,
cool.
at a
if
bar
you get a hit,
mitzvah,
no, but if you
that's
get a hit at the end of the day, regardless if you're male or female,
No, it's a different
like,
thing.
Ice Ice Baby and
Morals.
like My Neck, My Back or Nam Nick.
wait. You saying that dudes don't have fucking morals?
No,
No,
I'm
that's
not
not what I'm
saying
saying.
that, but you use Ice Ice Baby as an example.
Ice
You
Ice
could
Baby.
use one of Snoop Dogg songs.
Same.
where
It's
he
the
was
same.
doing
No,
from,
my point is,
Sensual
the Dog
Seduction and all
Pound.
that shit. Yeah.
Remember
Well,
Dog
no.
Pound or any of the songs that Easy
my
or
example-
Dre them did?
my example is
Okay.
just it's the same thing.
Give me that
The analogy.
yo. That's fucked up.
The analogy is the same. The shit is the same. Because once you get that one hit, you have that one hit, regardless if it was a long time ago, you get older, whatever.
We're not. That's not what we're talking about.
I know we're talking about the morality of it, the whole shit. Same.
No. We're talking about like literally in the
like
space,
in your person,
like in your
in your
skin.
thought. How do you feel?
Duh.
Yeah.
Steady
No,
saying that
you
same
keep saying
thing
duh,
over
but
again.
you clearly not understanding what
No,
you're
I
saying.
understand.
Because what if you become a Christian or a preacher or
You
a
can't.
This is the same
no
point.
more.
Yo, you can't.
You can't compare Ice Ice Baby to
I'm
Nam
not
Nigga.
comparing about
Then you don't understand what we saying.
No. You're not understanding what the fuck I'm saying.
Let's just move on to the next
No.
question because I don't want to do this shit with you right now.
No, we're gonna. Hey, hold up.
White rappers or black rappers?
He's gonna say
who's
black.
better?
You know, well, we always gonna go with the original. I always
With the
go with
original?
us.
How dare you?
Shit.
Now, I knew you were gonna say that just because.
So it's a white rapper before us or something. You look like she look like she's trying to scroll
No,
to give me some proof. Like she got some.
No, it was some weird.
No, she's
shit
trying
on
to
the
shut
phone.
me up. That's what she's
I
trying to
was
do.
about to say like, but
No.
you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just say I'm not gonna go with nobody specifically. I'm gonna say this. If I had to choose, I always gonna go with who are the originators because that's just always what it is. Even like with the business that I'm in, like I trust the originators, not the people who the carbon copies or whoever come after. Only because the not to say that people who come after can't have invent other things that's gonna make the original be better or grow or whatever. Right. You see what I'm saying? I'm not taking away from that. But what I'm saying is if I had to go with
You're being politically correct.
No, I'm just saying off my honest to God truth. Like I'm gonna go with the original unless the newer improved is better, but I don't see that. Do you
think white rappers are at a disadvantage because of certain things they can't say?
No. You say repeat the question.
Do you think they're at a disadvantage for certain things that they can't say that aren't appropriate for them to say?
I'm not gonna say they at a disadvantage because it's just like regular conversation. If you don't say it in a regular conversation, why would you be able to say it in rap and feel like it's okay? I don't think it's a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you when you're right.
And another thing, speaking on that, because I just recently decided to stop saying certain words in my own particular music because I feel like I ain't gonna say I'm going to be, I'm an international household name.
Right.
And I want all of my fans, Green members, I want them to be able to sing every single lyric in my song without feeling comfortable, and none of my other Green members feeling uncomfortable as well in my concerts while they standing next to another Green member, regardless of what they look like.
Explain Green member.
Green members, I don't like to call people fans or nothing like that. Those are my family, the people who support me. You know what I'm saying? So I call the Green members people, the people who support me, people who love green. Green is love. It's the color of the heart chakra, money, growth. you know, trees, life, all of those great things. Green means a lot of things. And another thing too, I want to say green has more shades than any other color in the any other color. Green has more shades. So that means all of the people, those my people. You get what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
don't matter what shade, especially because we the original one.
And doesn't it say
we
don't
made
they
them
say babies that's the like the first color they can see or something like
well,
that?
I'm not sure. I know boys see red first. I'm not sure what both of us see, but I know the boys see the color red first.
I heard some weird shit about the color green.
I'm
Red
gonna
right now.
look that up as far as like what both colors see first, but I know boys see colors first and red is the color.
I'm seeing red right now.
It's interesting. Okay.
Just tried to shut me up. Now, real quick, I understood the question.
It's not necessary for you to keep saying that shit over and over again. Like
But-
I'm not understanding why. Just
Well,
Jesus
I get it
Christ.
because
I wanted to hear what y'all explain.
the only reason I brought up Vanilla Ice was the first thing that popped in my head. But I
I
understand.
love him, by the way, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I did. I was a fan.
But it just reminds me that like when you have a hit, you're stuck with it. And I know that people grow and their morals change, their moral compass may change, you know, their lifestyle may change, but they still have to live with that. And even living with it, if it's part of you making money, you're gonna go do it. You're gonna go do it.
Yeah.
So like even with Katrina, she might feel some kind of way about it, but you can hand her a check, she's gonna go do it.
I feel you. But for me, you know, a check doesn't, you know, if I literally like if my morals and values change, the check is not gonna make me steady do that. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, like I can't see myself saying that over and over again because I know the power of words and all of the energy that those things you know what I'm saying?
No,
So
I
it's
hear
just
you.
like repetition, you know, the sound and all of those things. Like I couldn't that's just me, but I understand what you're saying because I ain't got no money. So if I did have a hit, maybe I probably would be
And
saying
listen,
something
Vanilla Ice
over and
can't.
over. I don't see nothing wrong with Vanilla Ice.
But, yeah, but he
But you
can't
know what I'm saying?
stand
If
that
I'm
fucking
saying, like,
song. But people don't want to hear shit else.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But if you created something else that the people would enjoy, then you maybe might have a
He's
different.
tried for over 30 years and they ain't trying to hear none of that shit
See,
except
that's
for
what I'm
Ice Ice
saying.
Baby.
That wasn't it. But
And he
I
ain't
don't
trying to
see
perform
for
that shit.
myself. That's the only thing. I just don't see that for myself.
Well, you're a different
But I
type of
haven't
artist
got
though
that
also.
hit yet.
But
I ain't got that one hit yet that Trina or Vanilla Ice got. So I can't even really talk
and
nothing.
it's different. It's like it's different content though anyway. So yeah. Okay. This next one, this is you want to sell it, you want to listen to it, however you want to interpret it. CDs, tapes, vinyl, or streaming.
Okay. I'm gonna say vinyl at this point.
Like that.
The reason why I say that because that is like a classic piece. It's like art almost, like a special piece of art that's like that goes into your collection. It's not like, you know, a CD. You know, people don't even listen to CDs no more. It's like a collector's item. You know what I'm saying? So even honestly, I feel like if people value vinyl, then you really like a special person too.
Right.
So you know,
That's
that's like
true.
a collector's piece. So
There's so much they can do more with vinyl
yeah,
now.
and it
instead-
costs more, so
Yeah.
you're gonna earn more as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big facts.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with vinyl on that one.
Is hip hop a culture or a lifestyle?
I'm gonna say it's a culture and a lifestyle. But it just depends on who you talking to. And what era you come from as well, because sometimes some people don't really consider certain things hip hop as others. Like this new music, the drill and all that stuff. They really don't consider that. Certain people don't really consider that hip hop, and others do. Like it's under the big bracket now, because back then hip hop was hip hop. Now we got all these different genres of hip hop.
Right.
You know, we got the drill, we got trap, we got real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Some of us knew that was already going to happen. Like some of us knew that when hip hop as a genre, right, the music part of it, rapping, became what it is. Some of us already knew that it was going to branch off and have its own things, just like rock. Rock has heavy metal, you know, easy listening and punk and all of these other different things. So some of us already knew that would eventually happen. You know what I'm saying? So drill just falls under that kind of same thing. It's just like the ugly stepchild of fucking rap.
Yeah, I had no idea though, growing up that it was gonna do what it did. Even like probably our
Right.
parents probably thought it was gonna be like something that was gonna fade out, but now it's like even becoming more popular than other music. Like they using it to sell products and
It's
in
everything.
the commercials and so yeah,
Kendrick Lamar just did a big deal with Gatorade.
and see that's major. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's like I don't think anybody expected it to do that because hip hop was like something that was like the youth, the ghetto, the hood. Like we was talking about different stuff, but it wasn't. It grew to heights that I don't really think they thought it was gonna go to.
Oh, not at
the
all.
time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still grateful that like even at my age, because remember when we was coming up, even if outside of hip hop as an artist, once you got to a certain age, it was like over for you.
Right.
And don't get pregnant. Don't have a boyfriend or a wife or nobody. You have to keep all. You see what I'm saying? So now women are able to actually even be pregnant and be on stage and performing and still not get pushed out. You get what I'm saying? So the whole everything is different. Like I'm like cool, because
You think there's an age limit on being a rapper?
no. Now, no. Before, yes. It was an age limit on being a singer, anything. But now I'm so grateful that it's open, and I really believe that it's our generation who's created that opening because we grew up listening to rap and we still like rap.
Right.
And so our peers are still making rap and they making it for us too because we don't really want to hear the stuff that the little kids and our nieces and nephews is listening to. That's not necessarily, some of it is good, but that's not necessarily our music, but we still like rap.
You know what the Grammys call it? You know what the Grammys call it?
What?
Contemporary hip hop. They just made that category.
I just heard about the contemporary country. I didn't know they had contemporary hip hop.
Yeah, which would be boom, which is basically boom bap, underground, all of that. So
it could be viewed as a benefit or look how
grown
far
folks,
we've come.
grown folks hip hop.
Look how far we've come.
Yeah.
And I'll say that because look, hey. But then sometimes it be like they always got to make a little extra.
Or not televised.
Yeah,
or,
an extra category. But I ain't gonna even trip because, like I said, we're getting recognized, we're getting paid. There are a lot of opportunities that are available for not only just us but our children that's coming up. So
8-track.
I'm with it.
Vinyl or 8-track?
Mr. 20%, you're insane.
He said, what?
Eight-track.
If people would listen to it, fuck it. Put your music on there.
You ain't got nowhere to play them.
Bring it back. Fuck it.
No, we gonna keep the vinyl. I ain't gonna go with
8-track.
Yeah, 8-track has been out way so long that I don't even see it coming back because
it would never come back.
Yeah, I don't see it.
That shit was huge.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember playing one of them damn things one time.
It may be more durable.
No, it really wasn't.
Because you could throw that shit across the room and it hit the wall. And you're like, oh shit, give me my 8-track.
Don't drop a record too long. You might crack it, you can scratch it, but you get what I'm saying? I don't know, but I'm just saying,
insane.
Like,
8-tracks were more fragile than you think.
Like,
even like with the
shit, I dropped my 8-track over the balcony.
We was recording music back, Yeah.
I've been through all of that.
Don't nobody want to do that no more. Nobody want to do that.
Okay, so we can group this shit together. Mainstream or underground, and then major label or independent.
Go back. Say that again.
Mainstream or underground, and then major label or independent.
So it depends on, honestly, I feel like it depends on what your goals are. Because, if you're looking to be a household name, then that's mainstream, right?
You can be a household name being underground.
You think so?
Absolutely.
You think that, honestly, I feel like, so the difference between me, I feeling like mainstream and underground is like grandma ain't gonna know who you is if you underground.
Wu-Tang.
Grandma don't know who Wu-Tang is.
She don't.
The new grandmas might.
My
mama don't know who no Wu-Tang is.
I'm pretty sure my mama fucked that name up real bad. I gotta remember to ask her if she know who they are.
My grandma ain't gonna know who that is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas everybody know who Cardi B is, and they probably ain't even never heard her music before. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, it's a difference. For me, that's what I'm saying. When I say household name, it's like they don't even have to have heard your music before. Mm-hmm. But they know who you are. So that's the difference between mainstream and underground to me. And at first, I didn't have a problem with being underground, and I still don't, because I know that underground artists have huge followings. They still doing shows, tours.
You can make
making
a
money.
very good living.
Exactly, and I don't have a problem with that. If that's where I am, that's fine, because honestly, that's where gets you to mainstream in the first place. You got to start from somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Gems.
yeah, I just feel like it just depends on your ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't mind. Some people have a 5-figure income. Some people have a 7-figure income mindset. You get what I'm saying? And each one is okay for that person, because that's what they want for themselves. You know what I'm saying? You can't really, as long as they're able to take care of themselves and their families and they're comfortable, hey, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm looking for like generational wealth. Even though I don't have any children myself, I really would love for my name to ring bells forever. Just like how I'm gonna say, I know this is huge, but I'm just saying, like, Bob Marley, right? It's some people that don't even know this man is dead. It's kids who, if they hear about Bob Marley right now, because he's spoken of so highly and so popular, they still sharing his pictures. He got T-shirts all over the place with his same image before he passed. They think, I had children come in my store and be like, yeah, they think this man's still alive, and he died when he was 30-something years old.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I really would love to have a legacy like that, even though I just want to continue to live on after I'm gone. So I want to continue to do things that are going to be important enough, make music, and, I just want to be here, even because I don't have, like I said, I don't have any children. So I want to do something that's going to make me continue to live on afterwards. People going to remember who I am long after. That's just my goal.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that happening for you.
I want to ask you a question about what you think about longevity. So I do this thing now where I watch an interview, a podcast, whatever you want to call it, about somebody that I don't necessarily, I don't want to say don't care about, but not somebody that's just like really somebody I listen to every day, or just somebody I don't know anything about. So I watched this interview about with Sierra the other day, and she talked about when she was younger, she wrote a list of things that she wanted to manifest. And she talked about the second thing on her list was longevity. And I was thinking about that, right? Like, what does that mean? Because like you could be like, oh, well, I want to make a song and I want that song to just be popular forever. Or what if that means I want the universe to constantly give me ideas to just keep me in the mix. Like every time I do something that fizzle out, give me a new idea. This fizzle out, give me a new idea. And I feel like that manifested because it was very general what she wrote down. So she ain't say, because be careful what you pray for.
You ain't never lie.
But I just like I can't that idea, just that thought will not leave my head about that, because that's what's happening with her. Like she keep doing weird shit that everybody. Have you seen that stupid shit with that chair?
Yeah, the little thingy she's doing. Yeah.
Like it'd be what the fuck? Level up.
Man, and she didn't made it viral after she put that out a long time ago.
Right.
I just saw a post about that. Like, she put that song out quite some time ago, and now it's like surfacing, and it's becoming like even though she probably was still making her little residuals off that, it's probably super boosted since then, because now it's like going viral again.
Yeah, but when you were just talking about that, you made me think about that, because you got that great energy. You know what I'm saying? And then you talking about the green. Your whole like reasoning behind why you say that, like that's amazing. Like I definitely could see that for you.
And ironically, you speaking about Sierra writing things down. So y'all not gonna believe this. Well, y'all gonna. I'm just being honest. When I was in 8th grade, those little books that they give you, like the 8th grade books where all your friends sign, and
like
you
the
write.
autograph book.
Yeah, and then you write down what you want to be or what you're gonna. So it's so crazy. I found my old book going through one of my little totes, and it's just so crazy. Everything that I'm doing right now is something that I wrote down that I wanted to do when I was in 8th grade, and I didn't even remember. Wow. That's the thing. I didn't even remember that these were the things that I wrote down. I said I wanted to be a famous singer, because I wasn't really rapping, because I told you about my dad being a singer. I said I wanted to be a famous singer, a fashion designer, and I wanted to travel the world. And those are like some of the things, and also I wanted to be a hairstylist, right? So those are the things that I wrote down in my 8th grade book, and those are the exact same things that I am doing like right now. And it's so weird because I didn't even remember that I
manifested
wrote this
it,
down.
though. You manifested that
But
shit.
it was 8th grade, and it's like, you remember when we used to have to write lines when we was kids, like when we got in trouble?
Yep.
I actually started incorporating that into my just daily life, writing lines. When it was something that I really, really wanted or something, I would write lines. And it helps. It does. You know what I'm saying? It really,
That's
really
the same
does.
thing as an affirmation.
Yeah, it's just like gets it engraved in your mind. And we thought of it as punishment, but it was something that was trying to get you to get it. Like, okay, I am, I will, I shall, I can, So those are things that I am incorporated. It's just little small stuff, but just remembering that I wrote that down in 8th grade and I found it as an adult.
Manifest destiny.
Word.
Like, wow.
Speak on that all the time. Gems being dropped. Hey.
I'm very interested in your answer for this.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather be better at freestyling or writing?
Okay. Honestly, because I feel like I am getting way better at writing. I would love to be better at freestyling because that's not anything that I would say that's my skill.
Right.
I've always been a writer, maybe because I'm an overthinker and all of those type of things. But I would love to be so much better at freestyling because I always admire people who could like come up with good things to say that was off the top of the dome, like just like boop 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 boop. Like, but what? Me, like I've never been the type of person to kind of like. I always like to kind of think a little bit before I'm making a final statement, especially like being recorded and stuff like that. So, but I would love to be better. Well, honestly, I feel like I'm getting better at writing because that's something that I used to, I ain't gonna say struggle with, but it used to take me a long time to write because I'm an overthinker.
Right.
So say, for instance, somebody called me today, they want me to come in the studio and write. Now, I feel more confident in the quality of what I'm gonna write faster than I did before. Because I used to be like, damn, I need the beat so I can go home and listen to it over and over again and kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But now it's like I'm getting faster with writing. So for me, where I want to be as far as like a household name, that's gonna take me being a great recording artist. So freestyling is not gonna be as important, but writing faster definitely would be. So but the freestyle aspect helps you write. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
A little bit of both.
Every rapper, there is a freestyler dying to come out. Dying.
And you know what? I swear I be at home and I practice alone and I be like, oh, I would never want to say this in front of nobody. That sounds stupid. I'm saying anything. It sounds crazy. But yeah, they be like, girl, it's okay. That's how you get good. You gotta practice.
Now, have you ever told yourself something was stupid as hell, but then you decided to do it in front of people and you was totally wrong?
No. Nope. I'm such an overthinker, I wouldn't do it. I would be like, nah.
Overthinking is real.
It really is. I would literally not do anything if I felt like it was going to be stupid in front of people. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be like, maybe next time. Yeah.
Is it true it ain't where you from, it's where you at?
Well, yeah, it's true. Exactly, because we could come from some like they say humble backgrounds and then take ourselves to some really really high heights. You know what I'm saying? So it just mindset is everything. It really because it's some people who come from some really great things and go backwards and vice versa. So it's a mindset. So it's where you at mentally, I would say.
Wow.
It's definitely where you at mentally because it doesn't matter where you started from. Because you could have started from some horror, like I said, you could start it from the greatest and go backwards and not be in the right mindset and vice versa. But it's where you are mentally is what's going to help you get to the next level. So yeah, I would say where you at mentally. Not necessarily physically, like where you from, where you grew up, Chicago or New York or whatever. It's a mindset, I would say.
Okay. Is hip hop dead?
No, of course not. Because I'm still doing music myself. You know, I know a lot of great people who still doing music. Hip hop is a category and it's winning a lot of awards. We doing things that they didn't even think we could do. So no, hip hop is not dead at all. Not in my opinion. You know, everything's always gonna change. Music ain't the same. The same way like my mama and daddy music that they grew up listening to is not the same music. That R&B is not the same as now. It's gonna always have a change. You know what I'm saying? But the message is really, you know what I'm saying? Even like they delivering it differently. The sound is different, but the message, you know what I'm saying? We still got some young people coming up. Like even when I was doing my open mic, I was like, wow, it's some young people. I'm talking about coming with it. Like you be like,
the fuck?
I mean, like I be so happy and so encouraged and so grateful to see that, you know, the real essence of hip hop is still there. You know what I'm saying? These youngins are still, you know, they bringing it back. Remember, like how mama like, oh, I used to wear that back in the same thing. Like they here. It's here. It's not gone. It's not dead at all.
Okay. Viral or slow grind?
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Well, you know, sometimes, you know, I'm gonna say slow and steady wins the race for sure. But sometimes viral picks it up. But sometimes viral don't do nothing at all. It just make a whole bunch of people. I'm gonna just say this for example, I had a viral moment. It wasn't that, it's like, you know, bad news spread faster than good news. So when it's some drama or something, everybody wanna go crazy with it. But when it's a good thing, yeah, they see it, but they ain't making no noise, no real noise. So yeah, I say slow and steady win the race. Consistency is the key. Viral is cool too, because sometimes that might work for you, but not necessarily all the time. It just depends. Yeah, you know, that's a toss up. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, sometimes viral moments don't really do nothing for you, but like make a whole bunch of people know you, but that don't make them support you.
True.
Because, like, you know, even like what you were saying with the streams, you ain't getting no money off of that. A whole bunch of people looking at you now, but you are target. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, you are target now, but you're not necessarily making no extra income because now you're for free everywhere. You know, they can find you anywhere and, you know, and get whatever. But it's like if the viral moment is not getting you no income, it ain't really no big thing.
Right. It's very true.
I think the people that know the difference that's the deciding line. Because I think some people are just like, oh, I'm going viral. That's it.
Yeah.
What happens
Mama, we made it.
tomorrow?
Yeah, mama, we made it. Now everybody see us and we ain't get paid, but we definitely being under a microscope. So yeah, it can win or lose. It just depends. But yeah, I always feel like, you know, slow and steady win the race, like they say, you know, with the tortoise, the tortoise in the hare.
Or is it the hare and the tortoise?
Yeah, whatever, which one ever they say, but you know what I'm talking about. I just feel like consistency is the key, you know, and then, you know, of course having some quality behind it, but yeah.
That's kind of important, yeah. I think a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah.
What's more powerful in your hands? Your tools to get where you feel you need to be artistically or a blank check?
Honestly, I feel like the tools are, okay, say that question one more time. Ask me again.
What's more powerful in your hands?
In my hand.
In your hands. The
Right
tools,
now?
yep, the tools that you feel you need to be wherever you feel like you should be artistically.
Okay.
Or a blank check.
I need the check. Because I already got the tools, I believe. Like I really already feel like I have the tools. And what I'm lacking is the check to invest in what I'm creating with the tools that I have. You see what I'm saying? Like, because I already know that it's money required to get a lot of those things done. So I need to check.
Yeah.
And you say a blank one?
Mhm.
Oh, baby, yes.
Oh,
Give me
baby.
the check.
Oh,
And I can
baby.
even buy, I can create more tools. I can buy more tools. I'm very inquisitive. I got hundreds and thousands of ideas. Give me the blank check, baby.
Blank check it
Give me the
is.
blank check. Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Is a hype man needed in hip hop anymore?
Okay. This is just me personally. I've always liked to hold my own on the stage. I never really, especially because I'm a female and I, you know, like at times the guys be wanting to be your hype man. I'm like, and it's sometimes it's weird because it's just off. I don't know. I just always that's just me. And I've had people tell me that I need to have one, but I just always just like to do my thing on the stage. If you're not featured on a song, then I didn't feel like I needed you on the stage. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just me personally. It's just like it's awkward. You know, it was cool then, but now I feel like honestly, I don't want nobody on the stage if they're not a part of the show. That's just my personal opinion. If you're not a part of the show, you don't really need to be on the stage because it's distracting. I've had times where I've seen somebody that I really enjoy and they got all these entourage, and then you start looking at the people, they talking to each other on the stage. They not even paying attention. It's just like it takes away from the engagement. Like for instance, right? Beyonce, she ain't finna have no.
Oh hell no.
You get what I'm saying? People
Your ass
on the
gonna get
stage
shot.
just standing around talking, taking away from the engagement
Right.
of her performing. It's just like that's just me personally. So not to say that the hype man gonna take away from it, but I just don't feel like if he not finna be rapping the next verse, he don't need to be on the stage. That's just my personal opinion.
I've always said that if I ever meet Do or Die in person, I'm gonna ask them, what the fuck? What the fuck?
You will be meeting them quite soon.
Some extra people.
It's 7 when we just saw them at the Smoke Fest. I counted 17 motherfuckers on that stage that never touched the microphone. And I kept, and like just like you said, I kept
It
my
makes you
eyes
looking
kept
at them.
drifting.
You can't even pay attention to the artist.
And I found
Shout
myself,
out Corey. I'm gonna be calling you, bro.
I found myself listening to the Do or Die songs, but then
Looking at the people on the
doing?
stage,
What the fuck is
they
he-
talking.
Oh, that's that goddamn lady. That what happened? Who?
You know who was up there too? Bodine was up there.
I mean, what the fuck was he there for? I mean, he wasn't performing.
He's a part of Do or Die. He's part of Poe House.
That nigga wasn't doing this. Goddamn it. So you know what I'm saying? What the fuck was he there
Shout
for?
out Bodine.
And the stage was like this big.
And yeah, that's my thing that I never really wanted, you know, because honestly, like I said, I see myself as a household name. So when I look at myself, I look at the Janet Jacksons, the Beyoncés, like, you know, even like I said, when I saw Lil Wayne, like he had a whole bunch of entourage on it was flames and fires, like he really put on a real show. And that's what I'm saying about like what I see myself as an artist, like really putting on a performance, like not, you know, rapping over vocals. And I'm like literally practicing and doing this like because I think that's what a household name is. So, you know, that's no.
And I think
no.
you got to practice dancing in between fire and shit. You can't.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But you get what I mean? Like a real stage show. And a real stage show is not going to have the entourage standing off on the side, just standing there. Like,
You better get your ass out here and do an 8 count or something.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be a part of the dance troupe. You're going to be playing an instrument. You're going to be my DJ. But as far as like hype men and just people just there, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that.
That's a good segue to you know what? You know what? That's a very good segue.
To
You know, having command of the stage,
oh,
okay.
I'm like what the fuck?
being solo dolo, doing their thing, commanding the audience. You know what I'm saying? She's not paying attention to me.
Yeah, I'm listening.
But you're not engaging with me.
Oh, good God.
So, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, you want me to be your hype man? What the fuck you want?
I
You
need
freestyle? Did I back you up or something?
say that one more time. Back up a little bit. What'd you say?
You want me to freestyle and back you up?
Okay. Go forward. Leave out one word. This point in the show.
It's the clean version.
You know what I'm talking about? Some people.
Why the fuck didn't you just say that? You got a whole bunch of theatrics
Really?
today.
That's what y'all on? Seriously, y'all gonna just try to like? I just told
Listen,
y'all.
listen, listen. This is that part of the show. You have a beat playing. You can do. I'm gonna turn it on and make sure it gets turned up in a second. You can say whatever you like. You can freestyle. You can say written shit. I don't give a fuck.
This is what I need to make sure I prepare myself for my next show. Just like you doing a interview for a job, they like, tell me about yourself.
Hey, that's the worst motherfucking question.
Like, so what do you?
Don't mute me yet.
Because I feel like you never know what do you mean by that? Like,
oh my god, my mind is going like, I'm the overthinker, remember?
Alright.
I mean, you rap, you do spoken word, whatever floats your boat. Whatever's on your mind.
I'm out of the blue too. Like, what is this?
It's never out of the blue.
It is. It was. Don't try to be like that.
He has been fucking with the boy though for like at least 10 minutes.
Here it goes. Here it comes. Come on.
Wait, McGee, can I get 2 seconds? Okay. Yeah, y'all.
Yeah. Check it. Check it.
Oh my god.
Is that what it is? You want some bars?
Or maybe she needs something more jazzy.
Jazzy. Got something a little more jazzy.
Jazzy? What's jazzy?
I don't know. She said maybe you need.
Because this is kind of dark. You like dark?
I'm a bright green girl, but it's cool. Oh my god, y'all. You got me at I wasn't expecting it seriously.
Let me change it up. Let me change it up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
For real.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay. This is a little smoother. This is a little smoother. This is a little smoother. We gonna get some bars? Get some bars? Are we gonna get some bars?
You can get some.
I've been sitting and waiting for a long ass time to maybe sit back and listen to this nigga spit rhymes. I do this shit off the top of the dome. I ain't tripping off nothing when I sit on the throne. I'm at home. Just a little bit of thought, a little bit of something. Slow tempo to make you think about something. Nice and smooth, mellow to the beat. I ain't tripping off of anything when you move your feet. It's kinda nice though. It's got a nice flow. It's got a real iced out flow. If you get it, you know. If you don't, you don't. Give a fuck, 'cause I ain't never going front.
Y'all can hear me good? Oh my god, y'all. I'm not mad at y'all right now, but it's cool. Okay. Yo. Back like never left. Woke like never slept. 10 toes when I step. Please don't ever test. Clean, yeah, ever fresh. Get used to the best. Ain't going nowhere but up, yeah, I'm blessed. My God overflowing my cup in the face of my enemy. Stacy, what's up? Work while they sleeping. Chilled while they tweaking. Go extra mile, can't keep up, no competing. This is my season. All four of them, bro. This my hit, but every one of them be though. Hit the button, gon' tap in. Tell your mama, tell your boo, tell the best friend what's happening. It's your girl, CRYSTL LAJUENE. Make it clear when I'm stepping in the room. Green members only, baby, gon' get it tuned. It's a vibe every time, it's a move.
Hey, whoa, hey, hold up, wait a minute, come on.
Sorry, y'all have to wait so long for those bars, but
Hey, wait a minute.
damn.
That was fire.
If
That was fire.
with that beat.
That was fire.
Hey,
That was dope.
When you said the line about the seasons, when you said all four of them, my stupid ass counted them. Wait a minute. I swear to God. Oh shit.
Thank y'all for waiting for those bars, y'all.
Yeah, no, we patiently waited, and it was well worth the wait. Bars being spit on unwrapped.
Y'all, look, I told y'all I'm an overthinker. Like, it's just like, everything has to flow, and yeah. But I'm working on being faster, and that's what I'm saying. It's practice makes perfect. So I need to practice freestyling. But
you
the
good.
freestyle wouldn't even been dope like that because I would have been just saying random shit off,
You're too hard on yourself. You did good.
They say good things
You
come to
did
those
good.
who wait.
You did damn good.
Thank you.
Now, before we go, let's talk about Green Member. There's also a podcast, right?
Well, I like to call it a show. The reason why I called it a show is because like when I Googled what a podcast was, it was saying like more about talking and stuff like that. And so with like the interviews that I do, they were only like maybe 10 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't really consider it a podcast. And then I showcase the artists' music or whatever, like them performing. So I called it the Green Members Only Show.
Right.
Just to kind of be a little bit more broad, just in case I want to change some things up and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I didn't really go with the word podcast so much. But yeah, the Green Members Only Show. Yeah.
Nice. I checked it out today. Pretty fucking dope.
Thank you.
How can they find Green Member Show?
So currently I do put little clips up on my Instagram and Facebook page. Also on my TikTok, but if you want to watch the full interviews and the full clips, they're going to be on my YouTube page.
DJ Ace Vito said you're his new girlfriend.
Oh.
Shout out to Ace Vito. Don't nag him on. Don't nag him on. That boy be shooting from the half court. He's gonna shoot a shot.
I want to see what you get.
Not from half court.
Half court. And he says, you know what he says as soon as the ball leaves his hands, he says, Curry. Boy, shoot from half court all the time.
Hey, is he landing the shot or what? Oh,
I don't know. He ain't shooting the shot at me, so I don't know. Shit.
We gonna see. Yeah,
we'll find out. She said thank you, and maybe who knows? So, what else you got going on? What else is in the future for you?
Like I said, I'm a household name. That's definitely in my future.
Any projects coming out right now? Anything you got?
I'm working on a project right now. I have not put out an official album, just because I don't know, y'all. I don't want to wait, but because everybody's telling me like, don't wait.
Don't wait.
Just
I'm gonna tell you like that. Don't wait. Don't wait.
Yeah. So wait. I'm gonna take my Green Members' advice and put something out, maybe like an EP and everything, because I just want to really build a buzz. If I put out an album, I want it to make a big difference. You get what I'm saying? So I still feel like I'm buzzing, but like the sting ain't hit everybody quite yet like I want it to. But it's like, I guess if I don't put the project out, it won't. So that's what I am. I'm working on my project. I'm working with a new group of people, artists. Get used to it. They've been very supportive, and everybody got their own individual thing going on. So that's helping me collectively as well, broaden my my audience and things like that. And so shout out to Get Used to It. Shout out to Spilla. Shout out to Go Getter. Shout out to Molly Baby. So yeah, those have been some people that have been helping me, broaden my horizons as far as like audience, and they're really great artists as well. So I'm just happy to just be able to collaborate with different people and do my thing, until it gets to where I want it to be. But we have something called the Initiative that's out already right now. That's a collective with us that I was just talking about, the Get Used to It crew. So the Initiative is out right now. Then I'm working on my solo project. And I just put out singles until the whole thing comes together. So that like I said, the buzz can be building. So when I put that big project out, it'll be more listeners.
Big shout out to that. And if there's anything that we can do on our end, let us know. You got a project coming out, you got any type of marketing, any type of anything, hit us up. And we will throw that shit out there.
Can I say something?
You can say whatever you like.
I am a small business owner.
Talk about it.
We have a store called Looks and Style, and we also have Styles Caribbean Snack Shop. We've been in business for 13 years, Looks and Style, and then the snack shop has been in business for 7 years. And I really want to say I need everybody's support so that we can stay open, because It has been a challenge since the pandemic, because online shopping is way more popular, but we have the largest variety of herb selections that you would find in the city of Chicago. So if you guys are into holistic healing and herbs and stuff like that, we got everything you need: natural toothpaste, deodorant, oils, incense. Then I'm a designer, so I sell my own products that I make, earrings, I design stuff there. So y'all come check us out, please. We are 332 East 75th Street, and the snack shop is 330. So we're right next door to each other. And if y'all know Lim's Barbecue, Brown Sugar Bakery, we really on the same strip. So y'all come check us out.
And what's the name of it again?
Looks and Style and Styles Caribbean Snack Shop.
Okay.
That's 330 East 75th Street and 332 East 75th Street.
There you go.
So I really, truly need you guys' support because, that's the only way we're going to stay in business is if the people in the community support us. So thank you.
Absolutely. And if you guys get a commercial, you guys have a commercial, a digital commercial, we'll get one made and we'll run that motherfucker.
Thank you.
We'll run that motherfucker.
Thank you.
How about that?
You guys sell oregano oil?
No, oregano oil? No. But we do have the botanica oil, like all of the new stuff that's out. Mm-hmm. We have we may have but you want the oil. No, we might have the herb and the spice, but not the oil. But we can definitely get it. You heard that?
Yes.
We can get it.
He said, "Oh yeah, I'm really in love." Ace.
She's really in love.
Ace.
And we ship nationwide as well, so.
Give them that Addy one more time. The name of the Addy one more time.
Looks and Style and Styles Caribbean Snack Shop, 332 East 75th Street and 330 East 75th Street in Chicago, Illinois, guys.
That's what's up. Make sure you get a...
Yes, please do. We close on Sundays and Mondays, by the way.
Make sure you get a digital commercial. Run it to me, and we'll run that motherfucker on every show. We got shows 7 days a week on this channel.
Wow,
so we'll run that shit.
Thank you.
Make sure you get it to us. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been fucking amazing. I kept pretty quiet this whole show and listened because
I do too much talking.
No, hell no.
That's kind of what we had you here for. I mean,
yeah, you were here to talk, and you did. You dropped a lot of gems. You did the damn thing, and I salute you. And I look forward to building a solid relationship with you. You're very dope. You're creative. You're all of those things that a lot of people aspire to be. Keep doing that shit. Keep doing that shit. And with that being said, you already know what it is. This has been Unwrap, baby. Unwrap, baby. And we'll be back at it like crack addicts next motherfucking Friday. I almost said Sunday. Next motherfucking Friday. And you already know we are the coldest in the motherfucking city. Stop playing with us. God damn it. Go get some of that Caribbean, your digs.
Caribbean, you dig.
Yeah.
You know what, too? We got a party on June 21st. Y'all should come out.
Oh, we out there. We out there, cuz.
What day of the week?
We out there, cuz.
It is a Saturday.
What time?
It actually is an all-day event. So, bring your chairs if you want to come out early. We're going to be performing, everything.
Oh, pause that music real quick. Say that one more again. What's happening?
June 21st, we have something called Caribbean United. It's an outdoor event, and it starts from 12 to about 2 a.m. So, you can bring your chairs out, family friendly.
12 afternoon?
Yeah.
To 2 a.m.?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a outdoor festival type thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you can come the performances are going to start at about 7 p.m.
Who's performing?
And they're going to, of course, myself and my Get Used to It crew I was just telling you about. Then there's another guy named Solid Shane and another artist. Those are reggae artists that are going to be performing. And then we have a host of different DJs that are going to be playing throughout the day. So it's going to be a real nice event. We've been doing it for the last 8 years now, but this is the 3rd time that we've been doing it outdoors.
That's what's up.
So that's the reason why the time is the way it is, because it's a day to night event. Like I said, it's a family event. It's Caribbean United, so everybody, because this is actually the Caribbean Heritage Month.
Oh, okay.
So everybody. Actually, tomorrow is Flag Day. So everybody come out with their flags and do their thing. But so Caribbean United, June 21st. I'll be performing. My crew's going to be performing. We got some other reggae artists performing, and we're going to have a whole bunch of DJs. It's going to be a party. It's going to be nice. We got food selling, everything. It's going to be great. So if you guys can come out, I would love it. It's going to be a great event.
We got some reggae motherfuckers. We got some Jamaican. We got. Oh no, we got some reggae motherfuckers. Some Jamaican motherfuckers in this house. What you mean?
And me and Ange 13 do a podcast on Saturdays called These Two Bitches. So when we get done,
Yeah.
That's my girl. I love her. I love her.
Shout
so
out
much.
Ange.
Shout out Ange 13 for real. I remember when I first met her, and when I found out that she like enjoyed my set, I was just like, because I had heard so much about her before I met her, and it was just like an honor for her to appreciate my music and enjoy it and actually love me like in real life now to this day. So yeah, I was like, dang, because I used to hear so much about her. I was like a newbie on the hip hop scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, I love her. That's my girl.
That's my girl, Ange. Ange, shout out, big salute to Ange
it's fun
13.
to say her name because people be like, "Yo."
Yeah. We get that music again?
She a Taurus, my Taurus sister as well. So shout out to the Taurus energy. You dig?
Yeah. That part. You already know what it is, man. Like I said, we'll be back at it like crack addicts next Friday at 8:30. Stay tuned. We got a great show next week. This shit has been amazing. Thank you for being here. We got to have you back. You already know. It's been UNRAP, baby. UNRAP, baby.
I'm gonna reach out to my
You already
brother
know what it
right
is.
now to see what he's doing next week, so
Deuces.
he can come to.
This was so much fun. Thank you.